Welcome to Building a Better Marketing System. This is Managing the Customer Journey. This is Bruce May. I'm the founder of BizParity and your instructor for this series. Our Building a Better Marketing System educational series is divided into 5 courses that explore the most important areas in digital marketing, including key best practices that you need to know to effectively market your business. The 5 courses in this series are the Customer Journey, Brand Marketing Basics, Digital Media Strategies, Marketing Strategies, and Building a Marketing System. This micro course, Managing the Customer Journey, is part of our course, The Customer Journey. This micro course includes 3 micro lessons shown on the right: strategic planning, working with AI, and understanding the customer journey. This video covers our micro lesson, strategic planning. Be sure and download our ebook, Managing the Customer Journey, from our content library on bizparity.com. Have you ever felt like you can't see the forest for the trees? To see the forest, you have to get to an elevation high enough that you can see the whole landscape. Only then can you see what the forest really looks like. Marketing is filled with details. So many details you can never learn them all. And as soon as you do, they're replaced with new techniques, tools, and best practices. Marketing is a never-ending journey, but thanks to AI, it's getting easier and simpler to do. This has always been a challenge with digital marketing. It's easy to get lost in the details. I've learned after teaching marketing for over 15 years that the best way to understand marketing is by learning how to apply basic concepts and best practices to your own business model. So let's take a look at the 30,000-foot view. There are 3 levels of strategic planning and marketing: the marketing level strategy, the channel level strategy, and the campaign level strategy. We will address these in more detail in our micro course, Strategic Planning, part of our course in Marketing Strategies. But I want to give you an overview of how this works in the customer journey. Here are the 3 levels of strategic planning: defining your marketing goals, picking marketing channels and tactics, and optimizing segments, conversions, and campaign performance. Defining your marketing goals is strategic planning at the marketing level. Picking marketing channels and tactics is strategic planning at the channel level. And optimizing segments and conversions and campaign performance is strategic planning at the campaign level. We cleverly name these level 1, 2, and 3. The marketing level strategy is all about defining your marketing goals. Here are some key questions you should be asking. How fast do you need to grow your customer base? How large do you need to grow your customer base? How much and how fast do you need to grow sales? How do you manage your financial commitments and cash flow? What is your pricing and discount strategy? How do you identify customer segments? And how do you align customer segments with products or customer needs? These are just some common questions based on common marketing challenges found in any business. You should easily think of other goals that are specific to your business. What kind of marketing challenges are you facing in your business today? The first of 3 goals can be addressed by ad campaigns, but the other 4 goals require that you define key elements of your marketing system. So it's important not to assume that every challenge should be solved by a campaign. And here are some examples of that. So regarding question number 4, managing financial commitments and cash flow are financial issues. If you don't have a pricing and discount strategy, you need to create one. Without a pricing model, you have an incomplete business model. Regarding question 5, developing a pricing and discount strategy is one of the first things you need to do when designing your marketing system. Regarding question number 6, how you identify customer segments may involve designing campaigns to help you do that, or it might just require some common sense analysis based on what you already know about your customers. And regarding question number 7, aligning customer segments with products or customer needs requires that you review previous campaign data for insights about who's buying and why they're buying it. Whenever you engage in strategic planning, don't make things more complicated than necessary. Any concern you have about your marketing is a marketing challenge by definition. Let's look at a real-world example of how you can turn marketing challenges into marketing goals. Here's a chart that shows how you can translate goals into action plans with measurable outcomes. So goals are created from broad visions for achieving a new condition. These are achieved by creating action plans, typically a marketing campaign, that creates an outcome that is a measurable result. I know that's a mouthful, but let me walk you through this so you can see what I'm talking about. Goals are hard to measure. They're based on a broad need that often has no direct measurement. Challenges are even broader than goals. What is the situation or condition you need to change? That's the key question. Improving social marketing or business networking are examples of broad goals that address marketing challenges, which require that you make improvements to your social marketing and business networking practices. These are far too broad to measure directly, but they're easy to spot, and that's the starting point for all your strategic thinking. To the right, you can see 3 more specific goals that can help address your broader goals. You can update your website to integrate social media by simply providing links to your social media sites or your blogs in your web pages. And you can create a blog on your website linking to your blog posts from shorter versions that you post in social media. Notice the metrics are typical social media actions, such as likes, comments, and shares. Now, these are just examples of the kinds of goals that you might create. You're only limited by your own imagination and your experience. To improve your networking for sales, you can create new content, in this case, custom content, in a series of articles. And you can integrate sales with your social marketing by becoming a subject matter expert in what your business does, or by using salespeople who have special industry knowledge. You could do this in a series of ebooks or video interviews. The format doesn't really matter. Again, metrics are typical social media metrics. Any one of these action plans can be used in conjunction with one or more ad campaigns. And once again, these are just examples of the kinds of goals that you might create. The thing I want you to notice right now is that thinking strategically about your marketing challenges should stimulate your creative imagination. You should ask yourself, what is my biggest challenge? And what am I going to do about it? That leads you to thinking about goals. Maybe you want to increase your sales revenue. That's a challenge, but it's also a broad goal. The next step is to be more specific about what you can do. There are any number of campaigns that you could create. For now, let's just assume you have a specific campaign in mind. Next, you need to create an action plan to implement your campaign. When will you run it? Who's the target audience? What is the key conversion? You don't need to know the exact answers to these questions now. We will cover this in our micro course, 15 Basic Campaigns, and in our course on strategic planning. But you can see by this example and the one I've just described that strategic planning is just a matter of thinking through your options and picking the ones that you think have the best chance of producing an outcome that you want to achieve. We do this kind of strategic thinking all the time. When we're playing games, when we're dealing with issues in our personal life, just managing a household budget requires good strategic thinking, or running your business. My grandmother taught me strategic thinking when I was only 8 years old, and she did it by teaching me how to play gin rummy. If you don't know, gin rummy is a classic card game, but deceptively simple to play. My grandmother beat me far more often than I beat her. Then one day I complained, "How come you always win, Grandma?" She said, "I'll teach you." She drew a new card, then discarded the queen. And then she asked me, "Where do you think the other 3 queens are?" I said, "Well, they must still be in the deck." She smiled and said, "Didn't you discard a queen when we first started this game?" And I had to admit, yes, I did. I'd forgotten. She said, "So I knew you're not saving queens." And she let that sink in. I said, so you knew you could safely discard your queen? Yes, she said. So now where do you think the other two queens are? I said, well, you can't have two because you would have picked up the one that I discarded at the beginning of the game. That means they must both still be in the deck, I said, thinking I had figured it out. Then she asked, what if I drew a queen from the deck after you discarded the queen? I had to think about that for a minute, and then I got it. So you could have another queen, I said. She smiled and said, maybe. Then she added, now that you know how to play, do you want to start over? I continued to play gin rummy with my grandmother for another 20 years, and we usually each won about half the time. I still think she won more often than I did. Strategic thinking is about picking and choosing between options that you have prioritized based on the probability of their success. We'll dive deeper into this marketing level strategy in our microcourse, Strategic Planning. And we'll show you how to apply this to help you build a marketing system in our microcourse, the Biz Parity Marketing Criteria. At the channel level, you should be picking marketing channels as a necessary part of designing campaigns. The best marketing channels for do-it-yourself free distribution include social media marketing, such as free posts and stories in Facebook or posts and articles in LinkedIn, SEO and online business listings and directories. Most of those are free. Email marketing with owned audiences. That's the best way to get an owned audience for free is through your business page, your Facebook page, or your LinkedIn business page. And reputation management. You should get in the habit of managing your reputation online in local business directories. The best marketing channels for paid services are media buys, or social media ads, boosted posts on Facebook. You can manage your own paid ad campaigns in Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn, or pay a digital agency to run your ad campaigns. SEO for local search. You can pay a digital agency to set it up and pay monthly to maintain. They can probably do that in about a month and then spend a few more months tweaking it. If they want to put you on a plan where you pay every month, I would think twice about that. You might want to go back to them once a year and let them tweak it. That would make sense. It's also paid search for local businesses. You can pay a digital agency to run search campaigns on Google. You can do that yourself, but Google Ads is quite complicated for most small business people, just don't have the time to mess with it. Email marketing, you can pay a digital agency to create emails for you and fully integrate your website, your CRM, and your landing pages with Facebook and Google Ads or LinkedIn and Google Ads. Download our ebook, Top 12 Marketing Channels, for more information about local marketing channels. There's a lot of detailed information you'll find very helpful. At the campaign level strategy, you should be designing and testing and modifying tactics based on the types of campaigns you run, customer segments you target, messaging, offers, and promotions. You can use our 15 basic campaigns to guide you in deciding what campaigns you'd like to run. You can use our basic 15 campaigns, which you can download from our content library to help decide what campaigns work best depending on what your needs are. These pre-designed campaigns simplify the challenge of translating marketing goals into campaign goals. These campaigns are organized under 5 common marketing goals. Each has a unique campaign goal with a specific campaign objective, which is easily measured. Be sure and download our ebook, 15 Basic Campaigns. You can also download our customized Quick Start marketing strategies. After you read our Quick Start marketing strategies, look for individual campaign strategies customized for your business. These are listed separately on our website under Marketing Strategies. That completes this micro lesson, Strategic Planning. Be sure and download our other ebook, Managing the Customer Journey, from our content library. Next time, we'll cover working with AI. See you next time on Building a Better Marketing System. Thank you for joining us.